basketball coach and college professor at Piper College in Grand Rapids. I used to be the assistant principal, athletic director, football coach at Zeeland High School for 20 years. So my life has turned out very well. But I will share with you that I'm almost like a cat with 9 lives, and I will share those stories with you. First of all, you heard the name Stan Jesky. That's my American name. I changed it when I became a citizen. My real name is Stasiek Jesky, which is a mouthful, but that's a Polish name. My parents were born in Poland. Then, in 1930s, the late 30s, as you well know, Germany invaded Poland. In 1939, my father and my mother both ended up being prisoners of war. Not because they were in the army, but because they were confiscating the land and the houses that they had. My father grew up being a professional soccer player for the Polish national team. My mother was a very good seamstress. That was her occupation. Now you got to understand, I wasn't born yet. We're talking 1939. I'm not that old. So anyway, my mother was supposed to be sent to Auschwitz. For whatever reason, she was on the list. Now, this early part, my dad sat me down and he really gave me all the details of everything that happened. That's why I'm sharing this with you. She lied her way to the German high command, saying that she was a very close friend of a German general. She could speak fluent German. And that's the only thing that really saved her. So instead of sending her to Auschwitz, like she was supposed to go, where they burned all the people, they put her on a German work farm, just until they could check out her story. The work farm, how many of you know why those work farms were? Give me a quick answer.
So like more the German like Nazi stuff can get built faster, like roads and stuff?
Right, and what did they do it for? They did it for the...
So then they can like some like for like Lenons and like some so like they could get up in the air faster.
Well, a lot of those German work farms were set up to feed the Nazi troops, the armies. And that's really the reason they were set up originally. And they did it everything from crops to cattle to whatever, just so the army could be fed. And that work was done by prisoners of war. So you pretty much know how the Jewish people ended up going to these burn camps, but it wasn't all Jewish. There were a lot of Polish people, Czechoslovakians, Hungarian, all the countries that fell to Germany. Somehow they wanted to build a master race. And if you just didn't fit the bill, that's where you went. Or you went on a German work farm if they felt that they weren't ready to send you elsewhere. Well, fortunately, both my mother and dad were put on German work farms. Now, when my dad was a very good-looking guy, and I got to add that, simply because the farm he was on, the husband that owned the farm died, so he pretty much had the run of the farm. So he could come and go and do his thing, and mainly because the wife sort of liked him. That's the best way I can put it.
Because he was good looking.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's a good way to go.
So the wife of the farmer who died kind of said, I want to keep him around and have him help out because he's good eye candy.
So she pretty much said, you know, you can do your thing. Well, my dad decided that he'd roam a little bit, see what's happening around the countryside. Well, fortunately, this is big fortunately, in the next farm was my mother working. but she didn't know where she was sent. So he happened to find her.
Oh, they weren't at the same
They
farm.
weren't at the same farm. They were
Go ahead,
split.
ACT kids, you can just sneak out. Thank you.